So, so today I came up with a few things, and I always tell you it's going to be a different thing, but then I changed it up for some reason because I get bored. I don't know. Hold on. There we go. It's a little bit better. So today is Alexander. Isn't he awesome? I know. It's one of my I don't want to be biased or whatever they're saying right now, like about like one-sided, but I think that he was a great conqueror. So that's why I like Alexander the Great. And he says, there is nothing impossible to him who will try. And that's the truth, honestly, guys. Like, whoa. I didn't mean that, but honestly, I'm hot. So it's 80 something, it's 90, 80. That's too much, actually, right? How about this? I just need a little air. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to have a strip show. Is our air conditioning's out, and we have to like pay $500 or something for the new one. I don't know. Since we have to save money. So, I have cancer with cigarettes. This is really bad, but yeah, that's bad. But I can't help it right now because I'm all stressed out because everybody's just yeah. So Alexander, anyway, let's do this. So I'm tired right now, and I just came to the house because since I got married, I'm a slave now, and that's fine because I actually have a book point. So I went red again. I haven't done this in a long time because I have to work all the time. I have worked a long time in my life, like 25 years or something, and I'm 38. So that means I started working at like 15 and a half. I remember that. I'm working at like 15 and a half. I'm like, somebody help me dress myself. There we go. Okay. Whoa. I'm not trying to do this. There we go. Just now you need something like a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, there we go. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. So I'm a loner because nobody gets me, and that's fine. So I spend most of my time. I'm gonna have to situate this camera. Is it working out? No? Let's see if that works. Might work. Because you're like, God, you're retarded. I am though, because I've had two things happen. So. Oh, maybe you should try to do this before I was tired. But what I wanted to do is I actually wanted to do my channel, and I couldn't because I had to clean. And then I didn't feel good. I was sick for like I had like the cold or the flu. When I get cold or the flu, I get really sick. And now, God, what is that? Hold on a second. I know I'm having so much difficulty tonight, but I am. Oh God. How about 10 minutes? Hold on a second. Intermission. Okay, we're back. So, yeah, I can tell I'm still a little bit sick because I'm not feeling that well. You probably got the cold now, too. So, yeah. Oh, well, and guys, I have insurance. Good insurance where I can actually, I'm going to get good testing and all this stuff and taking my pee again Monday. And good, because I totally approve on that one. I did approve on it, totally. And also because they need to know, like, oh, you know, I'm alright and stuff. So I'm praying next time for a prayer candle. No battery still. I'll put this on. Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. It has to be in a certain way. Apparently, I really need to get the webcam working, but Shelby said it's not working right now, and that people can see inside the webcam. He doesn't. I don't think he wants to put it on. I don't care if people see anything. I have nothing to hide, honestly. I mean, I don't actually know I do because it's invasion of privacy. So, and that's why I smashed the cameras last couple weeks ago. What can do? You know, I wanted to look and I smashed the cameras. I mean, I smashed the freaking cameras. And they're all mad at me, but you know what? I punched holes in the walls before they even moved out, and there's like lots of damage in the room. In that room, because they moved out, the roommates. And there's like huge holes in the freaking walls, and they want money for what I smashed. Then I think we're even, pretty much, on that. But that's just my opinion. She damaged property, and I didn't want invasion of privacy, so it's just the way it goes in life, you know? It's not fair. Life is not fair. Never will be. So, I mean, we could try our best to try to make it fair, but no. Good Lord, maybe I should come back later when I get this to. It's just almost tiring trying to get the camera. I remember filming when we did our movies and stuff, and it was low battery again. Guys, I'm looking real tired lately because I don't sleep good because the dog's always sleeping with me, and then also the air is out, so I'm not having very good. And I never sleep anyway, very good. Not because I'm on drugs, because I'm not. Because I've always been a night person since I was a kid. Because it's quieter at night, and I can concentrate at night, and in the daytime there's all this frequencies, and that's cool if I want to, like, if I come up and I want to do stuff, that's perfect. But sometimes I need my alone time, and my alone time is when, when everybody goes to bed. I think I can do that. I think that's my right as an American. I have the right to stay up late as long as I'm not bothering anybody, and I'm not. So I'm just doing their own thing. But anyway, enough of that. I don't know. It's my little kitty. See, I'm allowed to have this kitty until I get a little one again. And in my Twilight, remember Twilight? The one that he used to do stuff on the computer? I rescued him from death row, basically. He had like 2 weeks before they were going to put him down. And he was horrible. Like, when I first got him, he would bite and scratch people, and he was mean. But then after, like, love and tenderness for like 6 months straight, then he became the coolest cat I've ever had. And so we kind of, like, not that I thought I was going to get rid of my cat. I don't want to say get rid, because I didn't want to. Not that I want to give my cat away, I didn't, but now he's adoptable. So he got adopted. And he was really cool. And so I'm sure he's happy now. I'm sad, but he's happy. That cat loved me. He slept with me every night. I'm depressed. Anyway, so Alexander the Great, here's another picture. We have lots of different pictures of Alexander. So you probably recognize this one a little more. See that one. Okay. He was a king that lived in 356 BCE to 323 BCE. Not very long. That's what he said. Alexander, and I like to read it to you because since my head injury, okay, I can't remember a whole lot of things, and I just seem to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm working with half a deck. Doesn't mean I'm crazy, but it just means that I've lost a lot of my low battery thing. Why? Excuse me, why? Alexander the Great served as a king of Macedonia from we already said that. During his time of leadership, he united Greece, reestablished the Corinthian League, and conquered the Persian Empire. And unfortunately, he died in June 13, 323 BC. Anyways, so Alexander was the son, if you guys know, I knew this, was the son of Philip II and Olympians, one of Philip's 7 or 8 wives. Wow. I can't even handle one husband. How can a man handle like more than one wife like this? Wow. Alright, I think once everybody's different, you know. He was brought up with the belief that he was of divine birth. From his earliest days, Olympians had encouraged him to believe that he was a descendant of heroes and gods. Nothing he had accomplished would have discouraged this belief. The personality of Alexander the Great was a paradox. A freelancer says, he had great charisma and force of personality, but his character was full of contradictions, especially in his later years, his early 30s. However, he had the ability to motivate his army to do whatever seemed to be possible, whatever seemed to be impossible. The personality of Alexander the Great, we get some sleep, woman, right? Okay. He was a visionary. His ability to dream, plan, and strategize on a large scale allowed him to win many battles, even when he was outnumbered. It also helped him motivate his men who knew they were part of one of the greatest conquests in history. Alexander could be inspiring and courageous, continued, somebody says. He was devoted to training his men, rewarding them with honors and spoils, and going into battles beside them, which furthered their devotion and confidence. The fact that Alexander was young, beautiful, and empathetic only helped to increase his influence on his soldiers and subjects. Yet despite his military accomplishments, ancient records say that he failed to win the respect of some of his subjects, and furthermore, he had some of the people closest to him hurt. Well, they might have been traitors, so. Alexander the Prince. Alexander was born around July 20th, 356 BC in Pella. Is that the door? Which was the administrative capital of Macedonia. His father was often away, conquering neighboring territories and putting down revolts. Nevertheless, King Philip II of Macedon was one of Alexander's most influential role models, says Alberthini. Philip ensured Alexander was given a noteworthy and significant education. He arranged for Alexander to be tutored by Aristotle himself. His education infused him with a love of knowledge, logic, philosophy, music, and culture. The teachings of Aristotle would later aid him in the treatment of his new subjects in the empires he invaded and conquered, allowing him to admire and maintain these disparate cultures. Alexander watched his father campaign nearly every year and win victory after victory. Philip remodeled the Macedonian army from citizen warriors into a professional organization. Philip suffered serious wounds in battle, such as the loss of an eye, broken shoulder, and a crippled leg, but he just kept fighting, something Alexander would do as a commander. Oh. Cambridge University professor Paul Cartledge writes in his book Alexander the Great that Philip decided to leave his 16-year-old son in charge of Macedonia while he was away on a campaign. Alexander took advantage of the opportunity by defeating the Thracian people called the Mede and founding Alexandroupolis. Really? I did not know that. A city he named after himself. Alexander felt the need to challenge his father's authority and superiority and wished to outdo his father, said Alcuin. Indeed, ancient records indicate that the two became estranged later in Alexander's teenage years, and at one point his mother was exiled to Epirus, spelled Epirus. Alexander may have resented his father's many marriages and the children born from them, seeing them as a threat to his own position. That's probably true because that happened a lot back in the day, you know. Sorry, I have to move around from my back. It's not jacked, so. Oh man, I don't want to read that part. I don't know. Something happens there. While celebrating the wedding of his daughter Cleopatra, not the famous Egyptian pharaoh. The person, anyways, something bad happened to Philip II. It's sad. I didn't cry at the time. Philip was contemplating invading Persia. The dream was passed on to Alexander partly via his mother Olympias, according to Alpernius. She fostered in him a burning dynastic ambition and told him it was his destiny to invade Persia. Upon his father's death, Alexander moved quickly to consolidate power. He gained the support of the Macedonian army and intimidated the Greek city-states that Philip had conquered into accepting his rule. After campaigns in the Balkans and Thrace, Alexander moved against Thebes, a city in Greece that had risen up in the rebellion, conquering it in 335 BC and had it destroyed. With Greece and the Balkans pacified, he was ready to launch a campaign against the Persian Empire. The campaign his father had planned out, as fate would have it. He would be the one to lead. With Greece, war with. Wow. Do we have to talk? This is about his wars and stuff. And see, we're in like a lot of wars right now. I don't want people to think that like I'm trying to like lead an army or something. That's not definitely not true. I just think, wow, I do remember all this. It's just that now I think about it. But that's what he did, so we have to talk about it, you know? I mean, it's no offense to Persians, Egypt. This is past, okay, guys? I have nothing against anybody at all, unless they're bad people. And that doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what you are. If you're bad, you're bad. If you're good, you're good. And it doesn't matter what you are. What culture, what color, doesn't matter. So we're going to talk about this anyway. And don't try to tell me something like I'm trying to do something, okay? This is history, guys. Ancient accounts say that the Alexander was at war against the Persians and their king Darius III. He often used the Persian invasion of Greece in the 5th century BCE as an excuse for his actions. Yet ironically, Alexander often fought Greek mercenaries while campaigning against Darius III. Even more ironically, Sparta, a city that had famously lost its king and 300 warriors in the Battle of Thermopylae during a Persian invasion attempt, also opposed Alexander, going so far as to seek Persian help in an effort to overthrow him. Wow. In a recent published concurrence paper, Alpada, the past director of maritime antiquities in the Greek Ministry of Culture, points out that Agis III, the king of Sparta, worked with the Persians to fortify a harbor at Phalasarna in West Crete. Persia gave him money and ships, and in return, Agis sent the money and triremes, a type of ship, to his brother Agesilaus, directing him to pay the salaries of the crews and to sail directly to Crete to settle the affairs of the island for the benefit of Sparta, writes somebody. In his excavations, he found that, with Persian support, the Spartans built fortifications and a large harbor at Phalasarna. Yet, despite the opposition of the Spartans, Alexander was successful against Persia. The first major battle was the Battle of Granicus, fought in 334, modern-day Western Turkey, not far from the ancient city of Troy. During the battle, some guy named Arrian, Arrian, Alexander defeated a force of 20,000 Persian horsemen and an equal number of foot soldiers. He then advanced down the coast of West Turkey, taking cities and trying to deprive them of Persian native bases. The second key battle he won, and perhaps most important, was the Battle of Issus, fought in 333 BC near the ancient town of Issus in southern Turkey, close to the modern-day Syria. In the battle, the Persians were led by Darius III himself. Some estimates that Darius had a force of 600,000 troops, probably wildly exaggerated, and positioned himself initially on a great plain where he could mass them all effectively against Alexander, who hesitated to give battle. All this information we're reading. I think I'm also going through some kind of a menopause thing. I'm not sure. I'm all like, and then I'm all like hot and stuff sometimes. There could be a combination of things going on. And no, there's nothing wrong with my brain except that I had a head injury. So get over it, people. Okay, I'm here to get over it. I can't seem to get that a certain way. Time. Time out. Hold on a second. Close at the door now. Somebody there? I know. Next door. We're outside. Okay. Okay, maybe if I put it like here. What is wrong? Okay. Here we go. How do you use that to balance that out? It's our guard dog in the back. She barks at anybody that goes near the house. Anyway, so where was I? I'm just getting tired, and I really want to get to my YouTube channel because I haven't done it in a really long time. It's upsetting me. I need somebody to help me with lights and things. And then, like, once I gain like 20 pounds, when I get better, I'm not gonna look so creepy like the freaking Tales from the Crypt. Okay, sorry. Excuse me for having cancer. Sorry. It's not my fault. Anyway. Against the expensive Macedonian troops. Machinery for fighting duels. Position in action. There was a desperate. As the Greeks tried to drive the Macedonians back to the river and to recover victory. Is this real? For their own men who were allegedly freed. The reason why I'm saying this is from a different writer. I read a different biography. It was just, I think I'm falling asleep right now. That's why I'm like getting sleep in my eyes kind of slowly. Well, I'm grandma-ing it, like I'm just like falling asleep right as I speak. Because I had to take my Tylenol because my back hurt. And so my head was really bad like that. We're just gonna go up like that. Can you hear me still? I'm not sure. Get back, Dave. I'm a little weedy at times, but not really. So just with my attitude, and I think that that's because I used to be the sweetest person ever, man. Like, I swear to God, I was. But not now. I'm a total asshole lately. Okay, I'm sorry. I really want to apologize for it because it's not going well. And people are just giving me the, runarounds around my life, and I'm just like, hey. I can't do this. I just rather smoke cigarettes and just take it easy, Because I'm a loner, and I've always kind of just stayed to myself for the most part, even though I love y'all. Please, Son, I'm doing YouTube. Come in. Okay, so he's busy in his room. We used to do YouTube channels sometimes together. Going back into this, tonight's a bad night for me, guys. Do you see? This is almost a documentary, even, of my struggle with just trying to do regular things anymore. And I've gotten a little bit tired a lot of times tonight, and I just want to apologize for that. Let's just go into Egypt. Let's go. Now for real, let's pretend this is back in the past, in Egypt. It was a very beautiful place back in the day. But this is what happened. Alexander moved south along the eastern Mediterranean, a strategy designed, again, to deprive the Persians of their naval bases. I don't know, they must have known that. I don't know why he would know that. Many cities surrendered, while some, such as Tyre, which was on an island, put up a fight and forced Alexander to lay siege. Forced him. And listen, we love Egypt. We love everybody. Anywhere around the world. As long as we're all nice to each other. But if we're not, then that's what happens. So in 332 BC, after Gaza was taken by siege, Alexander entered Egypt, a country that had experienced on and off periods of Persian rule for 2 centuries. On its northern coast, he found in Alexandria, the most successful city he ever built. Somebody wrote, a sudden passion for the project seized him, as he himself marked out where the agora was to be rebuilt, and decided how many temples were to be erected and to which gods they were to be dedicated. Recent research indicates that Alexandria may have been built to face the rising sun on the day Alexander was born. And so that can tell you that he had a little bit of Eastern knowledge, because that's the Eastern thing. And it's a good thing, too. The Easterners, the Westerners, the Northerners, and the Southerners are all cool, you know. But anyway, he also traveled to Libya to see the Oracle of Ammon. Ammon. I forgot they saw oracles in the old days because, wow. Traveling through unmarked desert, his party made his way to the Temple of Alexander. Temple and Alexander is said to have consulted the oracle in private. So I probably shouldn't have said that. It might have been a secret. Final battle with Darius III. The Eastern Mediterranean and Egypt secured. The Persians were deprived of naval bases, and Alexander was free to move inland to conquer the eastern half of the Persian Empire. Was it Alexander that got all pissed off one day, remember? And then, and then he was like, you know what? I could be wrong because I can't remember right now. Built like this. He came over with his army and he built like this bridge thing just out of like sticks and stuff. And he was, I'm coming across the bridge, mother F's or whatever. He was probably mad. Whoever it was, I don't even remember. I can't remember who it was, but I remember sort of the story. Was that Alexander? I can't remember. Maybe somebody can tell me. I'm really tired right now. Don't smoke. It's the horriblest, addiction. At the battle, wait. Final battle with Darius. The Eastern Mediterranean. Okay. With the Eastern Mediterranean and Egypt secured, the Persians were declared the rulers of the river. The Battle of Gaugamela, fought in 331 BC in northern Iraq near present-day Erbil. Alexander is said by ancient sources to have faced as many as 1 million troops. Again, probably most grossly exaggerated. Darius III brought soldiers from all over and even beyond his empire. Scythian horsemen from his northern border faced Alexander, as did Indian troops, as the ancient writers called them, who were probably from modern-day Pakistan. I think that's really easy to. This is about history, guys, so let's just keep it like that, okay? It's history. Again, in a bid to stymie Dyme, Darius III's superior numbers, Alexander moved his troops toward unlevel ground. Darius sent his cavalry after them, and Alexander conquered with his. His horsemen, while taking heavy losses, held their own. Darius responded by sending his chariots against Alexander's phalanx infantry. A bad move, as they were cut to pieces by javelins. Okay, guys, war's not a pretty thing, and we can't glamorize it in any way. But it is in this world and all the worlds that we have lived. In this world, okay, I'm going off the subject. In this world, for the longest time, there's always been domination and war, and people don't get along, and that's just the way it is, you know. You can't glamorize war, and that's just the way it is. You know, we try our best not to get into wars, but sometimes it is inevitable because that is part of humanity. And until we all become one, somehow, or like this, one somehow, should be much later in life, not in our lifetime. I doubt it. That's the way it's going to be. Here we go. So, the battle soon became a war of nerves, or what we call cojones, or some Hispanics call it huevos, but for the regular people, nerves. For a brief period, the fighting was hand to hand, but when Alexander and his horsemen pressed the enemy hard, shoving the Persians and striking their faces with spears, and the Macedonian phalanx, tightly arrayed and bristling with pikes, was already upon them, Darius, who had long been in a state of dread, now saw terrors all around him. He wheeled about. The first to do so, he fled, wrote Arrian, Arrin. This is somebody that's writing. From that point on, the Persian army started to collapse, and the Persian king fled with Alexander in hot pursuit. Darius III would flee into the eastern part of his empire, hoping to rally enough soldiers for another battle. Sorry. Not state battle, sorry. I don't know what the heck I say now. Because I was reading the one in the bottom. Betrayed by one of his satraps named Bessus, who claimed kingship over what was left of Persia, Darius was captured by his own troops and killed. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. What a lot of war story. Not in this main family. Unless I don't know about something, but I will always find out anyway. Don't only lie to a woman for so long until I find out. I'm good at this. And I don't risk anybody's life except unless they're involved in mine. There seems to be this weird thing that people go against something, which is not right, guys. I don't believe in that. And that's why, sorry, I want to blow that over. Which I find very disturbing at times. All skinny and stuff. My husband thinks I look great. I think I look like a freaking skeleton. But as long as he's happy, thank you. Yeah. After all, I live for other people. I do appreciate that. That's sweet. Anyway, these are fun nice things when we're not married. So, and me too. Alexander was saddened when he found his dead body. He respected Darius as head of the mighty Persian Empire, although Alexander regarded himself as higher authority because he believed his power came from the gods, according to Bunty. He sent Darius' body back to Persepolis and ordered that he was given a royal burial. Alexander wanted the transition in Persia from Darius' power to his own to be peaceful. It needed to have the appearance of legitimacy to appease the people, and providing a noble burial for Darius was part of that explained. And not only that, he said, he respected him as somebody that was on his level. And sometimes, even in war, you could respect a soldier that has that much, as the. Why is it keep going on that? Really annoying, right? Just like me, right? I'm already at 41 minutes. Hopefully that works. I know I seem bored, but I'm not. I'm really actually very, very excited right now. I know you just can't tell, but I'm very excited right now because I love Alexander. And the reason why I love him is not because he was cute, not because. And did you know Alexander liked men? So there we go. He did. I didn't know that. It's kind of cool, right? But no, the reason why I respect and like Alexander is because of his things like that. So, and his ability to make things work for his people, and things like that. So. But providing noble burials was a common practice by Alexander and his generals when they took over the rule of different areas of empire. Alexander was influenced by the teachings of his tutor Aristotle, whose philosophy of Greek ethos did not require forcing Greek culture on the colonized. Alexander would take away the political autonomy of those he conquered, but not their culture and way of life. In this way, he would gain their loyalty by honoring their culture, even after the conquest was complete, creating security and stability, trying to make everybody happy as best as he could. Alexander himself even adopted Persian dress and certain Persian customs. I don't know what happened with him and the Persians, but something happened, so I have to look that up again. I know every detail. I'm allergic to jewelry, guys. I have it on. I'm allergic to soaps with perfumes, anything that has perfumes. I have to use hyperallergenic stuff, which I don't do, so I pretty much suffer all the time. Alexander pursued Bessus eastward until he was caught and killed. Then, wishing to incorporate the most easterly portions of the Persian Empire into his own, he campaigned. He campaigned in Central Asia. It was rocky, frostbitten campaign which raised tensions within his own army and ultimately would lead Alexander killing two of his closest friends. I do want to know. That's bad. Don't do that. I don't admire that. Killing of Parmerio, his former second in command, and Cletus, a close friend of the king, who said to have saved his life at the Battle of Granicus. He seen as a sign of how his men were becoming tired of campaigning and how Alexander was becoming more paranoid. It's probably because people were conspiring against him, and they always find out when people are conspiring against him. So, and that's usually your best friends or your closest people that seem to have weird. I don't believe in that. Like I would never do something like that. But what I do is I just don't. then when I find out they're talking crap about me, I just talk crap about it. How can you talk crap about me? Because you talk crap about me. And yes, I didn't know. But I am an insider, guys. Okay? I'm not a freaking spy either. I just know somebody that can. It's my cards and things. Talking crap about me, not only that, it's only obvious. Go read your stuff, okay? So, get a little bit better about it than you do. So, that sucks. I don't want to read any more of that. So, that makes me sad. I'm also having the woman monthly thing, so I'm pretty much in pain. I was a sheep beast. I was like the devil, like the other day, and it wasn't all my fault. I was provoked. And because of the games people play. Since the guy came to the house, looking for the person that lived here before, and he definitely knew where she lived. Hey, I watched the Shakespeare's play on this. Yeah, the movie Clueless. Sad. But whatever, we're all gonna die one day, guys. And it's either gonna be from cancer or from something horrible, or maybe you can get old. He's old, not old, he's getting old, and that's good. It's a good thing if you can get old. And so, cherish the time you have now. God says, cherish the time you have now, get to meet friends, just you never know when it's going to be the last day, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I don't want to get cheese, and I'm not really like that, so I'll just have to get better at ignoring things, because it hurts my feelings. Talking crap about me, and they're like, ooh, and then I can't do it back. So that hurts my feelings, so I can't do it back, okay? The second casualty of Alexander was his old friend Cletus, who was angry that Alexander was adopting Persian dress and customs. After an episode where two were drinking, Cletus told his king off, telling him in essence that he should follow Macedonian ways, not those of Persians who had opposed him. After the two got drunk, Cletus lifted up his right hand and said, "This is the hand of Alexander that saved you then at the battle of Granicus." Alexander, infuriated, killed him with a spear of fire. Alexander took these acts terribly. Again and again he called himself his friend's murderer and went without food and drink for 3 days and completely neglected his person, making felt bad about it. This is a little bit too much information. I did not know this. The final campaigns, Alexander's days in Central Asia were not all unhappy. Good news, right? After his troops were captured at the fortress called Sogdian Rock in 327 BC, he met Roxana, the daughter of a local ruler. The two married, and at the time of Alexander's death, they had an unborn son. Despite his fatigue of this man, and the fact that he was far from home, he pressed on into the land of the Greeks called India. That the Greeks called India, although it was actually present-day Pakistan. He made an alliance with a local ruler named Taxiles, who agreed to allow Alexander to use city Taxila as a base of operations. He also agreed to give Alexander all the supplies he needed, something important given Alexander's long supply lines. In exchange, Alexander agreed to fight Porus, a local ruler who set out against Alexander with an army that reportedly included 200 elephants. The two armies met at the Hydaspes River in 326 BC, with Porus assuming a defensive position and its opposite bank. Alexander bided his time to scouted the area, built up the fleet of ships, and lulled Porus into a false sense of security, having his men make it appear that they were going to cross the river so many times. I was talking about. I didn't mean to. I'm dancing. I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to point fingers. We use our hands to talk a lot, and that's just like I don't know. We get excited. We meeting, the common people. We're just like and loud and obnoxious and just like, geez, goodness. And very much so dangerous to my life. When talking crap about me. I don't think that's nice. I love you. Sometimes the Macedonian had never faced a large number of second. Oh yeah, here we were. Make it appear that they were going to cross the river so many times that a bunch of crows got tired of responding and just ignored the noise they made. Ah, it's funny. But that was very, very cool what he did. He made that bridge, so, and then like he was like, "I'm coming after that," but then I guess he got bored. But that's okay. He made his point, and that's what the conquerors do. They make their points. Okay. So, you know what? I like the Shakespeare one better. This one is like, it's like, is it like boring? Like kind of bored? Because I am. So, here we go. After they ignored him, Alexander selected a spot on the river with a wooded island and at night managed to bring his troops across the opposite bank. Now he wasn't playing. When Porus mobilized his forces, he found himself in a predicament. His cavalry was not nearly as experienced as Alexander's, and as such, he put his 200 elephants, something the Macedonians had never faced in large numbers. Alexander responded by using his cavalry to attack the wings of Porus's forces, quickly putting Porus's cavalry to fight. The result was that Porus's horses, foot soldiers, and elephants eventually became jumbled together. Oh, because it was like, I remember, it was like soft, muddy ground or something. Amazing. Making matters worse for Porus, Alexander's phalanx attacked the elephants with javelins, the wounded elephants going on a rampage, stomping on both Alexander and Porus's troops. His army falling apart, Porus stayed until the end and was captured. Orion wrote that Porus was brought to the Macedonian king and said, "Treat me like a king, Alexander." Alexander, impressed with his bravery and words, made him an ally. The journey home. I feel like I've been in an army of I myself feel like I've been in an army. Just get some ice water. Just real quick, guys. Don't move. Very please. I'm gonna turn it off. I really am so thirsty. Okay, honey? Be right back. this talking makes me really thirsty. So. What's that, fat girl? All right. Woo! I'm back. Okay, I think. So I don't know how y'all can listen to me because I'm really bored right now. Like, so, reading used to be fun, but not when you're tired. Okay. Did I go to a different page? Okay. Wow. Okay, so basically, that was pretty smart, though. Yeah. You know? I mean, like, we know war sucks and all that stuff, but the strategies of war. I cannot put my Jesus candle out, okay, guys. It's not what I do. Once I leave, but even when I leave, oh God, it went out. The lights went out inside. No, it didn't. It's going back on in a minute. Anyway, low battery, fine. Now, do you see how unorganized I am today? Well, that's because I'm a sick person. That's what happens when you're sick, okay? And I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to do that. Sorry, and you're my friends, I think. So I really don't want to be upset. It's just that, when I woke up this morning, I had a lot to do with because, these things. So, and I just had to get it together. Like, that's supposed to be red. Can you see it? It doesn't really look. I don't like that red right now, but when I go outside, it's like, oh yeah. And I did that because I like red. So let's see. That was fun. Okay. So the journey home in 324, Alexander's closest friend, general, and bodyguard Hephaestion died suddenly from fever. Astavius' death caused a drastic change in Alexander's personality. That's what happened to me when my ex died when I was 21. I just became like just detached mostly. Alexander had always been a heavy drinker, and the substance abuse became to take his toll. Oh. He lost self-control and his compassion for his men. He became reckless, self-indulgent, and inconsistent. We all do that from time to time. Then we gotta go, hello, let's wake up a little bit here. Because people get us, honestly, they get us really tired because of jerks, and so then when you like start to ignore them, you self-indulge, and then sometimes it can go too far. So that's what you gotta watch out. Is when people are getting on your nerves and you want to be alone and you want to do things, you just don't let it get too far. That's all. Everybody's got to have the time alone. Does it turn you wrong? Does it turn you not? You know that song. I like this one. You gotta think about time. And there's time for everything. And this is the time. Hi, honey, are you okay? What's wrong? He's just camping. Huh? Oh, he's just kind of camping out right there. That's fine. See, when I sit down or I stand too long, either one of them, it hurts my back really bad. So I have to, you'll see me move around a lot because it looks like I'm dancing and stuff, but really, my back hurts. I try to make it look as cool as possible. But then sometimes it looks like I'm having a seizure. So, you never know what's going to happen with me. It's always going to be all right, though, because I'm all right. I'm an all right person. And like I said, I believe in me. even if nobody else does, and because they don't know me, and I do know myself. And look, I wear this feather. I mean, sorry, that's not a feather, it's a wing. I wear this wing because I promote myself for my Angel Light products whenever I start this, and my Fallen Angel products when I start that. So, that's my soaps that I used to make, remember? My soaps, my perfumes, my jewelries. But I haven't had time to do that because I am too tired to do anything anymore. Why this is so I'm gonna have to make this kind of quick, guys, because my battery's about to die and I'm very boring tonight anyway. So okay, blah 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 blah. Really wish this came out better because I really love this story. But I should have done something else about Alexander. This one is so boring. In 320 BC, Alexander was in Babylon. His next major military target apparently being Arabia on the southern end of his empire in June 323 BC. While he was readying troops, he caught the fever that would not go away. He soon had trouble speaking and eventually died. It says he might have been poisoned. That's what I watch out for too, because I need a monkey to like eat and drink my stuff now because I don't trust anybody. That's not paranoia. That's I found something in my freaking coffee that one day when you were looking here. But they're gone now, so that should be fine. Shortly after Alexander's death, he was supposedly asked who his empire should go to. His answer was to be to the strongest man. Although he had an unborn son, and according to recent research, an illegitimate son named Argus. There was nobody strong enough to hold his empire together. His generals fought over his land, and in the end, it was divided up into multiple states. In 30 BC, after the last of the three states, the Ptolemaic Egypt, I don't know if I say that right, was conquered by Rome. The Roman Empire Octavian went and saw the body of Alexander. The great king had been dead for nearly 3 centuries, but was revered by the Romans. He, Octavian, had a desire to see the sarcophagus and body of Alexander the Great, which, for that purpose, was taken out of the cell in which they rested, and after viewing them for some time, he paid honors to the memory of that prince by offering a golden crown and scattering flowers on the body, wrote Suetonius Tranquillus in the late 1st century AD, translation by Alexander. Alexander's legacy. This is what we usually know. Perhaps the most significant legacy of Alexander was a range of extent of the proliferation of the Greek culture, said Albert Nestle. The reign of Alexander the Great signaled the beginning of a new era in his history known as the Hellenistic Age. Greek culture had a powerful influence on the areas that Alexander conquered. Many of the cities that Alexander founded were Alexandria, the Great Library that somebody burned down, including the Egyptian city that is now home to more than 4.5 million people. The many Alexandrias were located on trade routes, which increased the flow of commodities between the East and the West. Goods and customs, soldiers and traders all mingled together, said Alberti. There was common currency and common language, Greek, uniting the many peoples of the empire. All religions were tolerated. It was also a golden age that lasted from the death of Alexander in 323 BC until 31 BC, the date of the conquest of the last Hellenistic kingdom by Rome, the Latin kingdom of Egypt. So that's a little bit about Alexander. And what I really need to do is get more of the. See, I watch that stuff on History Channel and all that stuff. It's very, very interesting the way they talk about it. It's always usually the narrator's voice that makes it interesting. Sometimes, but I just wanted to talk about Alexander because as a conqueror in the past. Nothing to do with these days. I'm not talking about like I like war and things like that. I don't know if it's the word I'm looking for, admire, because that's not exactly the word I'm looking for. He was just a great conqueror, just like any. Okay, like I'm gonna do more channels on conquerors that are great and not so great, and um, because the reason why is because these are men that have done some big things, you know, and whether it's good or bad, they're still recorded in history. They're still huge personalities that change something, change things. Whether it's good or bad, I want to talk about it because, and I won't say if I like it or not because I don't want to be judged and I don't want to judge them, even though they do have opinions, and even though I love opinion, I don't have to really say it. So, thanks for listening, and please subscribe if you like. I don't mind if you don't. I'm really much loner most of the time with my life, and I have 9 lives, so I think I've gone through about 5 or 6 of them, possibly 8. I don't know. Um, so yeah, thanks, guys, and I will talk to you next time. And everybody give each other, so we don't have too much war, even though it's inevitable. Let's just be peaceful. That's all I'm saying. Like with this, you know, it's like it's either this or this sometimes. And you know what? We don't have to have this either. But you just can be like, hey, you know, what's up? Bye. That's it. You don't have to like hurt people or go do something nice for somebody else. Okay? I've opened lots of doors. We went through that. I've done lots of nice since I was a kid. Okay, so I don't need to tell me what to do. Okay, unless like you're smart or something, and I will determine that. Okay, I will determine if I need to listen to you or not. Or if it was yes, of course, always. I'm not a rebel. I might be a little different. That doesn't mean I'm a rebel. So, and just because I admire certain things in life. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Have a good night. Okay. Subscribe, hit subscribe. Tell your friends that this is like an okay channel. And if you're ever really, really bored, you can watch it.